Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool repair video for you today. This will not be an arcade repair video or a pinball repair video. We're going to use this QD Quick Drying Contact Cleaner. So let me tell you why we're going to use that. So I was at the flea market earlier today. It's Saturday. And there is a certain booth up there where these people, every week, they get old vintage stuff, and it'll just be a couple little things, but they'll find stuff. I don't know where they're getting this stuff, but they always show up with something neat. There's always something interesting, something that you don't see too often. And so I was walking by there today, and sure enough, just like always, they had something really cool laying on the table. So check this out. Now, this is my kind of stuff right here. I love it. It's a little Panasonic FM AM radio, they called it. And it has an AC and battery switch. Cord's still in nice shape. It has a little headphone jack there on the side. It says 1MR. What does that mean? I don't even know. Now, I am not a radio repairman, but we're going to fix it. I couldn't resist. The whole thing is, here's the AM FM switch. It's on the back for whatever reason. Right? I couldn't resist buying it. So I told the guy, how much you need for it? And the guy said, oh, maybe you should check to see if it works first, right? This guy is a Spanish-speaking gentleman. So he told me to go check it to see if it works first, right? And he told me he'd take $5 for it. And so I thought, you know, if he's telling me that, it probably doesn't work, and he knows that, but he's telling me that because he doesn't want to sell it to me as if it's working, right? So I took it over. I plugged it in the wall at the flea market. Turned it on, it didn't do anything. But then, I lifted up the antenna, right? I pulled it out, and I turned it through the band. There's a nice tuning knob here, right? And we've got this volume and off knob. If you go all the way this way, it clicks, which I guess would be off. And so I went all the way this way. And as I was turning it, for just a second, I heard something go. Right? And I messed with it, and I couldn't get it to do it again. But it did do it. It did it one time, right? So this thing is trying really hard to work. But it's not working. So we're going to see if we can fix it. And we're going to see if we can do it with this. So again, I am not a radio repairman. But we're going to see what we can do. Now, I could have went up to the guy and said, hey, buddy, it don't work. I'll give you $2. But when I looked in my wallet, all I had was, the smallest bill I had was a $5 bill. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give him $5 because to me this thing looks like it's worth $5. Right? So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to research it a little bit. So it's a Panasonic. Now again, I'm not a radio repair guy, but I like the look of it, and I like that it's vintage. Now, Panasonic wouldn't have been the best one you could buy back in the day, but I wouldn't have been buying the best one that you could buy back in the day. So Panasonic's my type of brand. This is like a medium-level brand, right? It's probably not the cheapest thing you could get, and it's definitely not the most expensive thing you can get. A lot of times people will, you know, if they're looking for something like this, they'll go get the ones that were really nice, you know, and that's the one they want. Well, those are cool and everything, but I never would have bought those. I would have bought the cheap ones. Maybe not the cheapest one, but the normal ones, you know. So I don't know. This thing was probably, we're trying to figure out how old it is, so we're going to research that first. So in my mind, this is from the 70's, but I don't know that. So, what I always try to do is, you know, we're trying to guess just by the look of it, the style of it when it was made. So, was this made in the 90s? If it was from the 90s, it would be out of date. Like it doesn't look like something from the 90s. So I think it's probably older than that. Right? So it's definitely from the 80s or earlier, I think. It may be late 80s or something, maybe. But I don't think so. I think, just looking at the lens on it and everything, to me, this looks like 70s. So I've noticed before that whenever I'm trying to date stuff by just looking at the design of it, that I'm usually, I think it's newer than it is. Usually it's a little older than I think it is. So to me, this looks like, 1980 or early 80s, which means that I'm thinking it's probably late 70s or something. Mid 70s, late 70s. That's my opinion. Now, Joe, when do you think this thing was made, and tell us why?
1968.
Joey thinks it's from the late 60s. Now, I think it could possibly be from the late 60s, but
I don't know. I just the shape of things, and
you're thinking late 60s.
Just a guess.
Okay, I'm thinking mid 70s. Not knowing anything about Panasonic or radio design or anything, but I wonder if the FM, was there FM in the late 60s? I don't know when FM was invented. And later on they all said AM, FM radio. But this one says FM, AM radio, which means maybe it was right after FM came out, and so they were bragging about it.
Late 60s.
So Joey thinks late 60s. You can see it has one speaker and a little switch that says AC and battery. So the reason I liked it, I just like the look of it, and I like that it's not the expensive one. It's reached the end of the road here, people. If I can't fix it, nobody's ever going to fix it. It's done. But I think we can fix it. That's our hope, at least. So, it had its battery back on it, and it has batteries in it. I wish it didn't. Let's see what the batteries in it say. Duracells that expire in 2008. Usually batteries are they have like a 10-year date on them. So usually this was probably put in there in the late 90s, these batteries. If you go buy them new in the store, usually they're good for 10 years or so. Let's see if they're all the same. March 2008. Okay, so these haven't leaked. It's 2021 now. These have not leaked. I wonder if I can do the little thing. Can you do it with one hand? They're dead as hell. I mean, I could use a multimeter. Oh, look. Look. March 2003. We're going back in time. I think late 90s they put those batteries in. All right. Got a little bit of corrosion on it. Let me brighten it up so you can see it a little better. There's a little bit of corrosion on it, but not bad at all. Okay. And then this side is much better. All right. We have a serial number. It's looking old to me. It's looking old, people. Here we go. Panasonic, model number RF549. Power source. AC 120 volts, 60 hertz. 3 watt battery, 4 AA size batteries, Panasonic UM3 or equivalent by something, complies with FCC rules, part 15, manufactured by Matsushita Electric, made in Taiwan. Donnie doesn't like Matsushita. Well, that might have dated it, because in arcade games they have Matsushita monitors. They say that's the guy's last name. We probably shouldn't be saying that. Matsushita monitors that were around in the early 80s, so 1980, 81, 82, 83, and they were still called Matsushita. They weren't called Panasonic. But maybe in America they were called Panasonic before that. So I don't know. So that would date it early 80s, Joey, or later.
Yeah, we're both wrong.
Well, we don't know. We're going to figure it out. We're going to look it up. We're going to do the Googles. The antenna is still in good shape. That's all cool. So I think it's a nice little radio. I was telling them, Joe, that a lot of times whenever people like buy old stuff like this and fix it up, they want the nicest one that was made. But if you and I would have bought one new back in the day, we wouldn't have bought the real expensive nice one. We would have bought the Panasonic one.
Yep.
So this is the one that I'd like to, fix and keep.
We're average.
We're average, yeah. Average in our tastes.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, I think it's a pretty cool little machine. Okay, so I'll plug it in, and we'll see what it does plugged in, and then we'll look it up and see if we can figure out when the thing came out. Okay, Joe, so tell him why you don't think it's from the 80s.
It's too small. Everything's big in the 80s.
He said in the 80s everything would have been big like a boombox.
Cars were big.
Cars were big.
Boom boxes were big.
Boom boxes were big. The cars shrunk in the 80s, though, because of the gas problems.
Well, I just screwed up that story. Thank you, Ronnie.
Well, I'm just telling you the truth. So I don't know. All right, so here we go. We're plugged in. We're set on AC. Let's turn it up. Oh, hell, she gonna fly.
Needs more antenna.
More antenna. Boom! Fixed it by opening the antenna.
Charlotte's 102.9 The Lake.
We play anything.
Come on now. Boy, this is nice. I gotta turn it down, folks, before Michael Jackson's kids sue me. There's no happy medium here. Perfect. Fixed. All right, Don, Joey, we fixed it.
Cross it off the list.
Yeah, it's probably worth $6 now. All right, so I'm gonna take it apart so we can try to clean up the little the switches. So let's take the back off of it and see what she looks like. We've cracked into it, people. So it has 4 screws holding the whole thing together. They're all the same size. No big deal. So there are 3 switches. I had to unplug the antenna, which is plugged in with just this one wire. And it went right there. Pretty cool. So here's the little board. There's the transformer. I guess that's for the speaker. I guess. And this, I guess, is how you... I don't know what that is. Okay, so this is the AM/FM switch. I wonder if there's a date. Do we see a date anywhere? I don't see a date, Joe. We're going to keep looking.
What's on that sticker?
It's a serial number, it says. Okay, so we've got 3 switches. This one is the AM/FM one. We've got all these adjustments I'm not messing with. This is the volume pot, so we're going to clean that. And then the tuner, I don't think that's actually a pot. Yeah, that's like just a wheel. It's just turning the string, which is making something else move, I'm sure. So we're going to leave that alone. So I think I'm going to spray contact cleaner on the AM/FM switch and the volume pot. Now it says, leaves no residue and plastic safe. And Joey has said that he would like to change his vote.
Yep, I'm changing it.
Why do you want to change your vote now, Joe?
Because I can see the capacitors now. And those are the same capacitors in a G07.
Those are the same capacitors in a G07, which, how many G07s have you recapped, Joey?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. And G07 monitors, Electro Home G07 monitors are from 1980, 81, 82, 83. So he's thinking early 80s based on the capacitors. And I think he's probably got a good point. Now, we could recap it, but man, to me, it sounded like it's going to sound good. I don't think I'm going to mess with the caps. I'm just going to leave them. I just want to get it where the volume works good. So I'm gonna spray the AM FM switch, and I'm gonna spray the volume pot, and then I'm gonna work it back and forth so the wiper kind of cleans itself, and then we'll go from there. Tell them about George and how he cleaned up his remote controls when they didn't work.
He just took them apart and sprayed WD-40 all over them.
We knew a guy,
The entire thing.
if his remote control stopped working right, he would spray the whole damn thing with WD-40 because it says cleaner on the can.
He cleaned it real good.
And he claims that often worked. Now, how the hell he didn't short out everything he owned by doing that, I have no clue. So we're not going to do that. We're going to use contact cleaner because it leaves no residue, and it's the quick drying formula, and it's plastic safe. So I think that'll be better. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll spray it up, and then we'll see if it works, and then we'll go research it. All right, I sprayed it down. Let's try it. Let's see if it's better now. Much better. I think I switched it to 8 AM maybe. Easy as that, Joe. Easy peasy. Now, if we're lucky, we might be able to get the oldies channel. I can't remember the band. Is it AM? AM 620 or something? Don't it say something like that? All right, we're gonna go to AM. We're gonna go down below.
But there are a lot of things that
Well, this thing gets great reception. I don't even have the antenna up.
Sharkey, I'm a United States Marine Corps Vietnam veteran. I'd like to thank Jim Moss for being a patriot and his family,
Is that the
along with all of his associates.
That kind of sounds
here
like
at
the
Jim
guy
Moss.
that does the...
Carolina, we want to buy your vehicle and we will pay you top dollar.
That ain't it.
Sulfates or other harsh chemicals and is great for any kind of hair. Summer days with a cup of Dunkin' Sunrise Batch. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
When the hits got you like, oh my God.
Playing hit after hit.
The #1 hit music station.
The hits are on.
It's 95.1.
No, that's FM. We're on the wrong one. I thought it sounded pretty good. Can't get the AM without the antenna up, I guess. I'll put it up a little bit. I want to get the oldies channel in. That's where they play all the cool stuff.
Packaged chemicals, you'll lose pure fat while eating real, whole, delicious food. Your body won't crave junk anymore. Your metabolism will reset. You'll wake up refreshed, have more energy, and lose that stubborn weight. Doctors Nick and Stephanie guarantees your success on Sprint Set. There's no better time to hit your stride and lose that weight.
This might be the channel, people. We have to wait for the commercial to be over.
With Sprint Set, Doctors Nick and Stephanie thought of everything, and they have found a way to keep you accountable forever. Call or text 980-483-8034 for more information and to find
What
out
channel are
about
we?
workshops in our area. 980-483-8034. It's Sprint Set, no regret. It works every time. Now it's your time to succeed. It's hurricane season in North Carolina, and you need to know your zone. I'm Katie Webster with North Carolina Emergency Management. 20 coastal counties have developed evacuation zones to help you know when to evacuate. Visit knowyourzone.nc.gov to find out
It's a low
an evacuation zone. Remember your zone and listen for it when a
channel.
hurricane threatens. That's knowyourzone.nc.gov. This message is sponsored by the North Carolina Department of Public
What channel
Safety
are we here,
and North
people?
Carolina
Tell us the
Association of
channel.
Broadcasters in cooperation with this station.
It's hot, and it looks like it will stay hot. Lauren Acosta.
Damn commercials, nonstop, Joe.
Cooling and electrical.
Can't even get free radio anymore without paying for the commercials.
Just can't keep up. Acosta has the coolest option.
We'll come back. We're in some weird twilight zone. In between channels.
2. Assurance has big agent payouts, uncapped earning potential, and supplies.
Or medical emergency, simply
There's
save
Dave
an
Ramsey.
expert person to help you.
Hey, Dave.
24/7. Customize your system and get a free security camera today at simplysafedirect.com.
Yes, it's King.
Hey, y'all. I'm Ramsey personality.
Hey, y'all. All right, let's go back to that one. I want to find the oldie channel so we can play something decent on it. Come on now.
This is prime time on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
I was ESPN the whole time, Joe. All right, we're going to look up what channel the oldies channel is so we can tune it in. I'm going to put the 4 screws back in it, and then we'll look it up and see when this thing was made. We got it, but it's got too much static in it. It can't get good reception inside the building. Raise it in the grass. It's a gas. Okay. Let me put it on a better one just so you can hear that it's getting good reception, and then we'll clean it up a little bit. You don't think Prince would sue us, do you? I mean, does he own his songs? I don't know. Boy, it's got a great sound. Okay, let's see if it'll work on batteries. Let's try that. Works perfect on batteries. Awesome. Man, what a cool little radio. Works perfect. All right, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. All right, so radiomuseum.org thinks that it was made around 1980. And, you know, they probably know what they're talking about since it's the Radio Museum. Are you going to take the Radio Museum's word for it, Joe?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're going to take the Radio Museum's word for it because they probably know what they're talking about. And it looks like they're basing it on whether or not there are semiconductors on it, what the main principle is, the materials that it's made out of, etc., etc. So they seem pretty confident that it's probably 1980. And looking around online, it looks like they're worth about $10,000, Joe, something like that.
Sell it.
It's probably about $10,000, I think they're worth.
I'll take it.
Yep, I went ahead and looked on eBay. So I think we ended up with a nice little radio, though. Give me something to Something to mess with when I'm working on my cars. Look, I cleaned up the lens. It cleaned up real nice. What do you think, Joe? Looks brand new, basically.
Looks great.
Thing's in great shape, really.
Yep.
So you can say what you want about Panasonic. The thing is 41 years old. Works perfect. Now, it needed a little help on that volume pot, but Panasonic didn't make that volume pot. That was some supplier failed them. But yeah, I like it. All right, people, so let us know what you think. Leave your comments down below. You know, I can remember, seems like just yesterday I was getting this at the flea market. Actually, it was just this morning. I can remember, holding this in my hand, it's like I can remember walking through the flea market with it, taking a look at it, just wondering. It did end up working. That's pretty cool. All right, so leave your comments below. Make sure to subscribe to us. By the way, the people that like the arcade games, pinball machines, all that, check out our website. Go to lionsarcade.com. We have all of our prices, pictures, and descriptions of our arcade games, pinball machines, all that stuff we have available for sale right now on there. Go check it out. We also have a parts page on there. What's on the parts page, Joe?
Parts that we use all the time.
Parts that we use all the time whenever we work on stuff. The contact cleaner, by the way, we got at Lowe's. You can buy it off the shelf at Lowe's hardware store. If you don't have a Lowe's near you, your hardware store will have it. Make sure you get the stuff with no residue, though, because if you spray the wrong crap on there, it leaves crap all over everything, and it shorts out as soon as you turn it on and blows everything up. So don't do that. But check out our parts page, lionsarcade.com. There's a bunch of links on there to like our t-shirts and stuff like that if you want to support the channel, and also things on Amazon that we use in our videos. So if you click any of the Amazon links and go to Amazon, if you buy anything, even if it's not what you clicked, it gives us a tip for sending you there. So we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And last but not least, make sure to check out our brother's channel, my brother Donnie. Literally our brother. If you like watching us work on old arcade games, pinball machines, and every once in a while an old radio, make sure to check out his channel. You might like watching us work on old buildings. We've got a couple buildings we bought in a small town near here in the downtown area that we are fixing up to help revitalize downtown. So go check that out. It's My Brother Donnie channel, and we will see you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed it.